everyone. My name is Marguerite Gorman, and I'm from Merion Mercy Academy. I'm a senior. And before I start my presentation, I just want to get a little bit of a sense of where you guys are coming from. So if I just asked a few questions, is that okay with everyone? Okay. Yeah. The English teacher. So does anyone here, by show of hands, know anything about the global water crisis? All right. All right, we got a couple. Does anyone not know anything? Okay, cool. Anyone curious? Come on, raise hands. Anyone not care at all? It's okay. I encourage dissenting viewpoints. I'm trying to change your mind today. So, okay. Well, without further ado, again, my name is Marguerite Gorman, and today I will be offering you a glass-half-full approach to the global water crisis. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. This excerpt is from Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Today, Coleridge's words resonate differently than they were intended. The poem is about sailors aboard a treacherous journey at sea. The nerd that I am, the first time I read this poem, I couldn't help but see the parallel to the global water crisis. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Coleridge really hit the nail on the head. The issue today is not that there is not enough water. In fact, a UNESCO study found that there are nearly 1.4 billion kilometers on Earth. The issue is that nearly 97% of that 1.4 billion kilometers is not safe for human consumption. For this and other reasons, 780 million people lack access to clean water. That's 1 in 9 people, or nearly 2.5 times the United States population. 780 men, women, and children not afforded a basic right for political, geographic, and economic reasons. It is estimated that more people have a cell phone than a toilet. And a 2006 United Nations Human Development Report found that the water and sanitation crisis claims more lives through disease than any gun has claimed through wars. Now, everyone knows that without water, life on Earth could not exist. But many people fail to acknowledge that the simple chemical compound made of 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen can determine life, death, prosperity, or poverty. It's simple. 3 words. Water determines life. It baffles me that in the age of technological revolution, almost 1 billion people lack access to one of the Earth's most abundant resources. Just think about that one for a minute. As the years go by, the crisis only gets worse, especially as the population grows and the amount of fresh water stagnates. But there's no need to be negative, because for every problem there lies a solution. And since I mentioned solutions, I'm going to put this into mathematical terms. No moaning and groaning. It's really simple math. It's going to be easy. Right now, we know that population growth plus finite fresh water equals major water crisis. The outcome of this problem is negative. But by reworking it, we can come to a more positive solution. Try this one. Population growth plus finite fresh water plus proper management plus innovative solutions equals crisis averted. Now, this may be 3rd grade math, but in no way is this a simple solution. It will require the cooperation and innovation of our generation and generations to come. It will require people like me to take a stand and speak about the issue at hand. Now, this past Labor Day, I had the opportunity to travel to Stockholm, Sweden for World Water Week. And I traveled to Stockholm with Professor Staniszewski, shown here, and a few of his students from the University of Pennsylvania. I was traveling with a group of 15 students who were at the time receiving their masters in environmental sciences. So in Stockholm, I had the opportunity to learn from leaders in the world of water, including Ned Breslin, the CEO of Water for People, Peter Glick, a climate and water expert, and the Secretary Deputy General of the United Nations, shown in this photo. But the greatest lesson I learned didn't come from a political icon or a PhD. It came from myself. One of the last sessions I attended at World Water Week was the Global Water Partnership's 2020 vision. I had absolutely 0 idea what I was getting myself into. I most likely looked at the agenda for the day and, closed my eyes, picked at random. But when I entered the session 5 minutes before it started, I picked what I thought was the most strategic seat in the house, a table front and center. Then a woman came over the microphone and announced that the session would have 2 parts. just a little bit of information about the Global Water Partnership as the first part. And the second part was an interactive segment so that participants could, contribute to the revision of the Global Water Partnership over the next 6 years. I looked to my left, there was a United Nations official. I looked to my right, there was the former treasurer of the Global Water Partnership. How in the world was 17-year-old me supposed to contribute to the revision of an NGO I knew absolutely nothing about, sitting next to two prominent officials? Well, one thing was certain. I had to apply the lessons that my parents taught me. I couldn't just walk out. I had to stick it out and see what happened. So I decided to stay, and to my surprise, the table was very appreciative and encouraging of my efforts. In fact, I was able to give them exactly what they needed: youth engagement. Turns out, part of the Global Water Partnership's 2020 vision was developing an effective strategy for youth engagement at all levels. That's the moment I realized that the future of water lies in my hands and the hands of my generation. Our participation is not only beneficial, it's pivotal. So that's my glass half full approach: youth involvement. I spent the last 4 years educating my peers at Merion Mercy Academy on the implications of the global water crisis. And at times, people have called me radical. And not the cool radical, like, dude, you're so rad, that's awesome. No, the radical, like, I think you're a little bit crazy. To really convince my classmates that issues affecting people millions of miles away really mattered, I took every opportunity I got to throw out facts, statistics, and anecdotal information. Junior year, I became really interested in water as a commodity, and I couldn't understand why people bought bottled water when they had access to fresh water right at the tap. So I started encouraging students to stop buying bottled water and start using reusable water bottles. To my surprise, the students didn't exactly go for it as much as I wanted to. A lot of them were still carrying around bottled water. So I did what I thought was best. I worked with 5 other students to have my school install Brita hydration stations so students would adopt good habits and have no excuse to keep buying bottled water. I found out that I thought it was best that when I saw someone who was holding bottled water, I would just simply ask them why they had it. I would say, oh, why do you have it? And most people would answer by saying, well, my parents buy it, or, it's just the most convenient thing. I'd proceed to tell them that they are privileged to live in a country that has ample fresh water right at the tap. And they're paying nearly 1,000 times more for bottled water than fresh water right at the tap. I called out students in the hallway, in the classroom, at track meets, and one time in the SATs. That one didn't go over so well. And students, they would stop me and say, you're kind of making me feel uncomfortable. Like, you're calling me out in front of all my friends. Why are you doing that? Like, could you please stop? You're making me feel uncomfortable. So, I thought about that for a little bit, and I understood it until I thought about it for a little while, and I was thinking, I'm doing it all right. I want people to feel stirred that such inequity exists. I was really making them think about it because they were unsettled. If I wanted people to make a change in their lives, I would need them to feel like something was really going on. So you might be asking yourself right now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because even though I didn't build a well or start a charity, I really made a difference. I educated hundreds of girls on the implications of the global water crisis. I took every opportunity I got to educate others on my passion. We need a generation of scientists, political leaders, government leaders, and students committed to making a change for the better. We need citizens who are informed on the amount of water they use and who have a growing concern for the people who don't have the same privilege. In the end, we are the ones who have to make the change. In the words of Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you.